How you guys doing? It's a beautiful day here in Southern California. As you can see, there's no clouds up in the sky. Decided to take out my S2000 today and maybe take it for a little drive and make a video on explaining what I like about the car, what I don't like about the car. I've owned it for about 4 months now, so I have a pretty good idea of what I like and what I don't like. But no specific goal with this video, but we'll just drive along and talk a little bit about it. If you're in the market for the S2000, this might be the video for you. So this is a 2005 S2000. And I am in love with this car. I only drive it with the top down because that's how it was meant to be enjoyed, even if it's cold, believe it or not. So at nighttime, if you ever see me driving this, you know the top's gonna be down. But it's completely stock except for Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires, and obviously a sound system, which is a must need in this car. It's just so beautiful. I don't know what I want to do to it yet, but if you guys have any suggestions on what the first modification I should do to this car, go ahead and leave down a comment, because I'd love to read those comments and see what is available to me when it comes to something like this. But let's go for a drive. It's a beautiful day. There's actually a lot of people out today in the canyon, so I'm not going to push it too hard, but we'll get a nice drive. And if you guys haven't checked out my previous POV videos, go ahead and check that out. So let's talk about, I'm gonna put the windows up just so the wind doesn't buff it. Let's talk about when I got this car. So I started this channel about 1.5 years ago, and I always dailied a regular base Honda Civic, which was it was good. It got me to point A, point B. It's a great daily, but it's finally time for me to start getting more content in. So I decided to get something like this, and this has been my dream car for a while. My ultimate dream car would be the Civic Type R, but obviously the next best thing is the S2000, because I know I could not afford a Type R at the moment. Maybe in the future, that'd be nice. But I am not disappointed with this decision at all. So like I mentioned, I was looking for the S2000 for a good 6 months before I purchased it in January. And it was just a hassle, you know, going on OfferUp, on eBay, on Facebook Marketplace. It's just a hassle searching for a specific car like this, because it has to be perfect. One thing, it has to be perfect, it has to have a clean title, and it's really hard to find one with low miles as well. This one, when I purchased it, has around 82,000 miles, and it was the most cleanest example of S2000 I've seen ever in person. So I know I lucked out with this, and I know they're gonna go up in value in the future, so I know I'm gonna hold on to this for as long as I can, maybe even forever if I'm lucky. Now, obviously when you're looking to purchase a car like this, you're gonna give up practicality, which was something that was on my mind the whole time when looking for a car like this. I kept asking myself, do I really want this? Do I really, sorry, let me rephrase that, because I know I wanted it. Am I able to daily this car? And I'll go and answer that in just a bit. But yeah, anyways, in January, I found this car. It was December 28th, a couple days before New Year's Eve. Talked to the guy, super cool. The dude owned a total of 5 S2000s in his lifetime, so I trusted this guy. I knew it was coming from a great place, and I knew it would be handed down to someone such as myself who would be appreciative. But yeah, as soon as New Year's came around, pulled the trigger, started the new year right. And let me just say, obviously it has 2 seats. After a good couple weeks, you get used to it. Honestly, when you're at a young age, such as myself, I feel like you should really take LC500. I love those cars. Like I was saying, when you're at a young age and you have no responsibilities such as a family, or you don't need to be practical, go ahead and pull the trigger on that dream car of yours, because you never know, in the future you might have responsibilities and you're not going to be able to. So I definitely pulled the trigger on this. All I need is another seat. I don't need a whole back seat. I would say my favorite thing about this car is definitely the top down, just because I've never experienced anything like this, and this would be my first time. And it's just a vibe, honestly. Like on a perfect day like this, like look at the trees. I love that so much. Look at that again. Now this car is stock, just like I said, so it's a little on the quiet side, but when you get it up in VTEC, it can growl. It's not the loudest, but it's there. You can feel it. Like I said, there's so many people out here. You see, there it is. You can hear it. It's definitely there. But imagine if I straight piped this and I had an intake. Oh my God, I'd be a menace. But I'd have the biggest smile on my face. So, yeah, biggest thing I had to get used to was obviously dailying this. Just it being a two-seater car and there's not enough space in the back to put anything. So, yeah, that's the #1 hurdle you have to get around when buying a car like this. And what else? Honestly, what I could tell you about the layout of the dash, even though it's on the old side, it's obviously a 15-year-old car, it's not tacky. Like, it doesn't look dated. It's done in a way that it aged well, you know? Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it aged well. Like, obviously you could tell it's on the older side, but I love the layout. Everything's pointed to you, everything is driver oriented, everything's at a couple inches away from your fingers, ready to be adjusted, such as your volume, the climate control. And then I just love how beautiful and simple it is, honestly. Like, look at the middle console. Silver finish, leather finish on the side, plastic right here just for added durability. And then here's a hidden sound system. And you can just put that away so it's not a distraction. And this car is quick. It's obviously not the fastest, but it's damn quick. And it's super fast in the turns. Like, this is where this car impresses me the most. Out of any car I've driven on any of my reviews, and I've driven quite a few cars and been in a few cars that are top level performance type cars on my reviews, this just feels different in a good way. This thing is planted, 50-50 weight distribution. The engineer, I forgot his name, I think it's Shuru Yahara. He is responsible for making the Acura NSX. So, like, he knows what he's doing, you know? This car, oh my God, this car is already legendary, and it's only been 20 years. Like, this car's gonna go down as a JDM legend. And the dash, don't even get me started on the dash. This thing is so futuristic. It's so nice, especially at night. Like, it's a whole vibe when you're putting down some 80s music and you just see that, dude, what the? That's pretty sick, not gonna lie. But yeah, when you're listening to music at night and you just see the dash light up, you just get transported to another dimension. It's so sick. What else? Everything is nice and simply laid out. Plastic on the door, leather as well on the elbow areas. The seats, oh my God, the seats, they're not the most uncomfortable seat. There's definitely a lot more uncomfortable seats that I've sat in, but they're not the most uncomfortable. I don't even know what I just said, but they're good for what they are. They're nice bucket seats and they do their job exceptionally well. But after a while, you can obviously feel a little bit of back pain. A little bit about maintenance on this car. So it's actually been really reliable, which is why I got this car as well, because I knew it would be super reliable. The only thing that went out on me is the window regulator. I remember I was just getting to work in the morning and I started rolling up my windows, and then I hear a big boom, like a big, like I felt like someone threw like a baseball in my window. That's how loud it was. And I was like, what the heck is that? And then the window just started to slide down without me touching it. And yeah, that was not fun, because when I went to go get it fixed, a couple of my mechanics, family known mechanics who are good friends of ours, they couldn't really find the piece because it's really hard to find pieces for the S2000. Not gonna lie, I was contemplating, did I make a bad decision getting an S2000, because parts are not readily available and they're really hard to get. But anyways, I went to the Honda dealership. A homie hooked me up with a good price, but yeah, it was really hard to get that piece. I could only imagine for any other piece that goes out. Gas, it's decent. It's not bad, it's not good either, but it's decent. Just depends how you drive it. But yeah, more often than not, I do see that meter all the way at the E. What else can I talk about? So the tires that came up on this, Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires, that's a tire that I know I'm gonna buy again after these are bald, and these are almost bald. I can feel it already. When I push this car, it starts to skip a little bit, which is kind of entertaining, and it's pretty fun, but I miss the feeling of when I barely got the car and the tires were still really, really good. Shout out to the owner for hooking me up with those tires and just letting me keep them. Now, I am curious. I know that these Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tires are on the expensive side. The people watching this video, if you could comment down below what's a good tire that's not as expensive, that I should definitely give a try, go ahead and definitely comment that down below, because I do want to get a, oh, there's a Supra behind us. I do want to get a tire that's maybe not as expensive, but still has really good performance. BRZ, everyone's got their nice cars out today. Yeah, I should really get an exhaust on this. But this is why I got this car. Like, the top down, it's a beautiful day. I love this car. And ever since I got this car, I've been noticing a lot of S2000s out on the road, which is weird because I would never see them before. I thought they were always rare, and they are. But it's just funny, when you have your mind set on a car, you start to see it more. For future purposes as well, I do plan on making a top 5 things I hate about the car and top 5 things I love about the car. If you want to see that type of content, go ahead and give this video a like. I can start making a little bit more descriptive type videos for this car, a little bit more specific type of videos. But yeah, pretty soon I do hope to learn how to work on this mechanically, because this should be a great platform to start on and learn, because it should be simple. But I just don't want to break anything, honestly. I'm scared. So this does have around maybe 240 horsepower, which is plenty, especially for the weight of this car. It gets you up there and it pushes you back in your seat, which I love. I love this thing. The manual transmission, the gearbox is so precise and mechanical that it's just so satisfying to drive this car everywhere. Like, look at this view. It's a beautiful day. I'm so happy that summer came around, because when I picked this car up, like I said, it was winter time. And even though it was so cold, I was so proud of my new purchase that I drove around with the top down all day. But now I could finally enjoy the top down every single day, because it's gonna be sunny, it's gonna be hot. Even though I'm gonna get sunburns, I know this is how it was meant to be driven. I think my first modification should definitely be an exhaust. Don't know what kind, but I know it's going to be single exit. So easy to drive too. Hondas in general are just really easy to really easy cars to start learning stick on, because they're very like I said, they're very precise, so it's not sloppy. You know what's happening with the car as you feel it on your foot. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's a really great platform to start learning how to drive stick on. Now what I noticed about this car is, usually on my reviews, the cars that I do are a little bit on the newer side, so it's as if the computer kind of assists you and gets the car going for you as soon as you let off the clutch a little bit. With this car, since it's being on the older side, which I never really noticed on any other car, is you have to get the revs up a little bit. So when I was learning how to finally get the hang of driving stick when I purchased this car, I was just getting mad all the time because I kept stalling. And I finally realized, hey, this car's not meant to be driven like any other car. It's got its own way. It's got its own unique way of going. You gotta learn it and you gotta appreciate it. Now I do want to get back into the start of things and start reviewing more cars and do more POVs. If you guys have any suggestions of what kind of car you want to see a review on or a POV, go ahead and leave a comment down below. I'll start hunting down more cars and creating more content, honestly. We're nearing 650 subscribers. And I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do so. That'll go ahead and definitely motivate us to go and create more content and give us more leverage too to create more content. But thank you guys so much for sticking around, watching this video. If you guys are in the market for S2000, pull the trigger, honestly, before they start getting more expensive. And if you already have an S2000 and you can relate to some of the things I mentioned, yeah, go ahead and comment down below what year you got, what color you have, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Honestly, you guys take care, have a wonderful rest of your summer.